Hey guys, today we're going to talk about circles and how to solve them, how to use them, how to read the information given. So if you wouldn't mind, in your notes, so put this in your notes, draw a circle as best you can. Put a center point because this is the center. I've labeled mine A, so this is circle A. So we're talking about circle A. So however it's labeled in the center is going to be the name of that circle. The first important piece of information that you're going to need to know is a line that goes from the center to the outside of your circle, a straight line that goes from the center to the outside of your circle. So it goes halfway through my circle, going from the center to the outside, or the outside to the center, and stopping. This is called my radius. A radius is half the distance across the circle. The next piece of information that's very important is a line that goes from one side of the circle to the other side of the circle, passing through the center. So it goes from one side to the other, passing through the center. It could start here, as long as it goes through the center. This is another piece of information that we're going to use, and this is called my diameter. The diameter is all the way across a circle. So a diameter and a radius are kind of similar, and if we take my radius and times it by 2, I get my diameter. Just look if I take this radius and put another one across, I get a whole line giving me my diameter. If I take my diameter and I divide it by 2, I get my radius. So if I take this diameter and I cut it in half, I only have halfway, I have my radius. So if you times your radius by 2, you get your diameter. If you take your diameter and half it, you get your radius. The next piece of information that we're going to talk about is basically what we call the perimeter of a circle. And it's called the circumference. It is the measurement all the way around my circle. Measurement all the way around my circle. And this measurement going all the way around my circle is called my circumference. We don't say perimeter of a circle, we say circumference. Circumference goes all the way around my circle. So it's measuring the outside of my circle. The circumference formula can be written one of two ways. So we can say circumference for my circumference formula. I like to use the words to help me is cherry pie delicious. Cherry pie delicious. Circumference equals pi times diameter. Circumference equals pi times diameter. Remember, for pi we use 3.14 generally, but there is a pi button on your calculator. I said there's two different formulas for our circumference because we can also say circumference equals pi times 2r. Because remember, 2 times the radius equals my diameter. So if I take my radius and times it by 2, I'm given my diameter. So these are interchangeable. I like to use pi times diameter, and if I'm given a radius, I just do that in my head, I double it. So cherry pie delicious is kind of how I remember circumference equals pi times diameter. C for cherry for circumference, C pi, P-I is how we spell pi, and then delicious, D for diameter. The other formula that we're going to need to make sure we understand and remember is our area. And remember, area is measuring all the inside, so everything inside my circle is my area. So the next formula that we need to make sure we memorize and we know is our area formula. And I like to remember this by saying apple pies are cherry pie is delicious. For my circumference, apple pies are too. Area equals pi times my radius squared. So I'm going to take my radius and I'm going to square it for this formula. So area, A, apple, pies, pi, R, 2. I'm squaring my radius and then timesing it by pi. Remember, pi symbol is also written pi, Pi. It can be used as 3.14 generally. There is a fraction version, which is 22/7. So there's the pi button. There's sometimes you write out pi. 3.14 is the most common and what we're going to use a lot when we're working through things. And sometimes you have to use a fraction. Remember, whenever you use a fraction, you got to use parentheses. So make sure this is in your notebook because this is going to be very important to try to help you remember about your circles, what we're about to go for, which is our circumference, which is the outside, cherry pie delicious, area, which is the inside, which apple pies are too. Hopefully this helps. See you later.